Hey, good morning, everybody, and thanks for coming back to Waking Up. So again, this is not about my morning routine, although in some ways I guess it is because it's become part of my morning routine. So today I want to get into why I'm here and what we're doing. This is the what. I'm sorry, we already talked about the why, and that was the first couple of videos. But I was doing some research to talk about today, and I was thinking I just want to get deeper into what life is. So I happened to go to Google, like so many of us, and I typed in "Going Deeper in 2020." And it turns out there's an article almost exactly by that name. I found it on a website, which turns out to be a fantastic website that I definitely want to recommend. It's curated by a man named David Kane. He's a Canadian who started this channel, started this blog, I believe in 2013. That's what I understood from some of his information on what his blog's about. But David has posted a video at the end of last year, and it is called "How to Go Deeper in 2020." It's got some great thoughts in it. It's a very quick read if you got time. Raptitude.com is what it's called. Raptitude. I definitely recommend this. I found some great articles in there that are very thoughtful and very inspiring, to think about it. It says right on the website, by the way, just to give you a hint here, that David and Raptitude is a blog about getting better at being human, things we can do to improve our lives today. That's perfect for what I'm trying to do here. So I'll probably be looking back to him for a few things. Turns out I know this site from way back. I just happened to have come across it again and had no idea, and I'm so sorry that I've lost track of him over all these years, because it was years ago that I found an article there that I thought very inspiring. So I'm sure that there will be some others that I go back to and find a few things. Just within this, there's a link to another video, another article, I'm sorry, that we'll end up talking about, and I'll end up making a video just on that alone. But let me get to the point of this one. So within the article, and I want to read just a little bit of the beginning of this, and I'm afraid you're going to have to put up with my glasses here just for a second, so excuse the glare off of it. But the article opens up with, posted on the door of my friend's apartment, right at eye level, is an Anais Nin quote. I hope I'm saying that correctly. Is Anais Nin, N-I-N quote. So, and if I'm wrong, please feel free, if you're a friend of mine, give me a call, or just give me a note here on the bottom that I don't know what I'm talking about and I'm illiterate, but I'll work on that. But back to the quote. Each friend represents a world in us. World possibly not born until, I'm looking around the camera as I'm trying to read this article. I'm sorry, let me start over here. So, each friend represents a world in us, a world possibly not born until they arrive, and it is only by this meeting that a new world is born. So, so to go further with that, what this is about is that there are people who step into our lives, that pass through our lives all the time, that if we just took it one step more, we might realize that they may become a friend. And this may be a friendship that's born out of someone that you just met. It's maybe a friend of a friend, or it's a work associate, or there's all these things. And maybe you see these people from time to time. Maybe you see them once in your lifetime. And had you said one thing, if you'd done one thing differently, maybe those people would be a phenomenal influence in your life. They would be a fantastic friend. There are things about them that you would love to know about and experience with them that you would have no idea. Think about the last time you met your best friend. I'm sorry, the last time. Think about the first time you met your best friend. What happened? What was different? How is it that you even became friends, that you met each other rather than just passing by and saying hello and walking on? What was that made the difference? And could you apply that to more things in your life? If you just go a little bit deeper, just a little bit deeper, just a little more than just passing by. I was talking about this with one of my employees, and how he and I got together is exactly this in itself. A couple years ago, I was working with a friend of mine. I was helping him get his business off the ground. I have extra equipment that I wasn't necessarily needing at the time, and it was beneficial to him for me to be around, and I helped. I contributed to some of their operations in that respect. And so he rented a large warehouse from a gentleman who had been running a business, and his business had now become more streamlined, so he needed less of the building, so my friend went in and rented it. And let's just say, let's call this guy Richard. So Richard worked for the owner of the building at the company that he was running, and we were in the other side of it. So I knew of Richard, and I chatted with him briefly a few times. He seemed like a really nice guy, and I always saw him hustling around and being busy and keeping active in what he was doing. And I was also aware that he was always there before I got there. It seems like no matter how early I got there, he was already there and he was working and getting after things. But he also left a little early, so I wondered about that, and I found out that he had a second job. He was working 2 full-time jobs to take care of his family at that time. So let me get these off. So things progressed on, and he worked over there, and that was all well and fine. And then when he got to the point that my friend was up and running, and I got more focused back onto my own company, and I wasn't there as much. And then he got his own equipment, so I moved my equipment out, and he was off and running on his own. But a couple months after I left, I stopped by for a visit just to see how things were and to talk to a few people that I'd become friends with that worked for the company. And I came across Richard again. And at that time, I found out he had just quit his second job just within a day or two, and was looking for something else, and didn't feel that they had treated him well. And it was, he worked there for several years and things. And it's like, I remembered that, thinking that he'd always been busy. So I engaged in the conversation and, asked a few things. Long story short, I ended up hiring him. And to shorten the story even more, within a few weeks, he quit his first job because he was full-time with me. He loved it. He's turned into the most amazing employee I've got. He's loyal beyond anybody else I've ever worked with or had working for me. He still needs to learn a lot. He's got a lot to learn, actually, but I cannot question his loyalty or his dedication to the company and to the success of what we're trying to do. What else can you ask for if you're looking for an employee? And if you're a business owner, you know what I'm talking about. Just that alone is incredible to have. So that's phenomenal, and that's because I said something. I went one step further. And dug into it a little bit, and we can apply that to so many other things in life. If you read this article, you'll see that there's a reference to a book that was read that he had owned for years and had not completed it. And then once he finally stopped to read the book, it became his favorite book. There's a reference also in here by a gentleman who introduced a concept, and it's called his depth year. And let's give proper credit to this. So it was I got a hint of this feeling. I'm quoting from the article here. I got a hint of this feeling when I read Michael Herron's recent account of his depth year, DEPTH. And the concept of the depth year is to take a year off from buying or acquiring anything else new, but simply take what you already have and focus on that. Read the books that you already own. Enjoy the products in your life that you already have. Develop your friendships with the people that are already in your life, and really drill down on enjoying what you already have in your life. The things that are right there that you already have, that you may not have really gone into depth with, and go a little deeper. Even if it's just a little bit, you might be really amazed by what happens with that. There's a link in the article to the depth year. I'm definitely going to be doing a video on that, because the title of that article becomes Go Deeper, Not Wider, and the concepts in there, I love it. So we'll be going to be doing some of that very soon. But to stay on this for today, I can't tell you how many times I've thought about, when I've met somebody, and if I just said one more thing, or I've walked away from somebody that then later I thought, I wonder if I should have said something. I wonder if I should have complimented their hair. I wonder if I should have asked them what they were doing. I wonder if I should have paid more attention about whether or not when I asked, hey, how are you? Did I say that with meaning, or did I just say it and walk on and not really pay attention? A woman that was in my life for about 4 years became that way because we'd had a couple of conversations. I was doing at a job where she was working, and I was coming up near the end of it, and she had came out and offered me a bottle of water one day, and we started a conversation. It was just a random thing. And then a few days later, she saw me again when she was working, and brought a bottle of water out because it was summertime. It was very hot where we were working, and started another conversation that just seemed to flow naturally. And near the end of the conversation, because she had to go back to work and I kind of need to get back and finish what I was doing, I made the comment, it's like, we should do this sometime when we're not both working. And she immediately responded, yeah, we should. I kind of said it as a flippant remark at the time. It's just, being friendly, but at the same time, I kind of meant it. And fortunately, she immediately accepted and responded to it. Turned into a relationship that lasted for 4 years. I learned so much from her, and we shared some amazing experiences. And it was really incredible. We've moved on. We've drifted on to other things at this point, but I'll have that in my memories forever, and it definitely enriched so much in my life. In fact, she's part of the reason why I'm doing this video. Is the things I learned from her, the inspiration that I got from knowing her and hearing her point of view, shook me in many places at many times, and I won't forget that, and I'm grateful for that. There are other friends in my life besides Richard and besides that person. And I want you to think about that. Wake up to the possibilities. Wake up to the people around you. There may be your next best friend for the rest of your life right now in your daily life, and you don't even know. What does it take to maybe unearth that? What does it take to really enjoy some of the books that you already own? Or what does it take to share an experience of a movie that you've not yet watched, or that an experience, or a place that you haven't traveled to with your own spouse, with the people that are in your life right now, or take a little deeper interest in some of the things your kids are doing in school. What does it take for us just to take another step, just a little more, to really get involved? Think about it. That's me today, waking up to thinking about the people around me, the things I already have, and moving forward with that and going just a little deeper. I hope you like the channel. Please subscribe if you do, and click on the bell so I can keep reminding you when we're posting up every day. I'm going to try and get this a little bit better. I apologize for some of the things around me. I'm still learning about this. I'm still improving the technology. This is a new camera mount. It seems to be working out okay. I'm kind of happy with that. I don't know about the color. There'll be a few things we're going to learn, but I'm sure I'll make that better. But meanwhile, if you'll bear with me as we get this channel off the ground, I think I'll give you some things to think about. Hopefully that'll improve your lives. I'm definitely improving my life in the process, and so I think it's a great journey for us to go together, to do together. So please subscribe. Click on the like button. Let's feed those YouTube analytics so that I can keep this channel running. And by all means, please give me some comments. Give me some ideas of things you'd like me to talk about, or some topics that bother you or concern you, or that you think are relevant to what we're trying to do here. Because waking up is what we should all be doing. We should all be waking up to the world around us, the people who are in our lives, the planet that's going on around us, and the things that are happening. And let's all come together and realize that we're all people. We all are. I don't care what your color, what your race, your religion, your ethnic background, your sexual preferences, or your gender identity. It doesn't matter. We're all people, and the reality is, we all pretty much want the same thing. We want to be cared for. We want to be protected. We want to feel secured. We want to have shelter and security in our life, and enjoy ourselves and live the best we can. Let's do that together. Bye for now. Talk to you tomorrow.